Kia ora, ko Robert Tuahuru I Edwards taku ingoa. I whānau mai au I o Maramutu, I te waiti te taha o te maunga o Mākeo. I te tau tahi mano, I warau, toru tukau mā toru. Taku pāpā me taku pā he tangata mahi pāmua ia. He was a farmer, born and bred in Maramutu, in Ngati Rua. And of course my mother, she was from Ngaitai, he mokopuna nā Wiremu Kingi, koe nā taku māma. I had 4 siblings. One was Sam, he was next to me, Sam Edwards. He ended up playing league for New Zealand. Yeah, represented New Zealand in league. And my second brother, Patrick, he went to Malaya. He went to Malaya and he was, and my third brother, Johnny, he was a farmer. He was a farmer and he farmed at Rotorua, Horohora, at Rotorua. And he had won the Bledisloe Trophy, Farming Excellence for New Zealand, Māori Farming Excellence for New Zealand. Yeah. And my youngest brother, Jack, he went to Malaya as well. But he went to Tokoroa. Tokoroa, that's where I suppose he made his living there, in running one of the sawmills in Tokoroa. My sister, I've got one sister, her name is Harriet Haka. She's in Rotorua now, and that's my father. Yeah, there's 5 of us. We grew up together at Maramutu. We went to the Maramutu school at that time. I'm not too sure whether it was my mother or when I better go back further. My father, he passed away at the age of 31. Yeah, 31, and then he asked his brother to look after us. Yeah, so Johnny was his name. Pat was my father's name. Johnny was my stepfather's name, his brother. So he looked after us. I look back now and then he passed away at the age of 36. So I look back over time and then I wondered how my mother managed to look after us. Because at that time, it was a very difficult time for Māori, especially for us on the reservation. And I think that at that time we were just coming out of the slums. And it was very hard. I was fortunate that we had a lot of my uncles around. Uncle Tiwai was one of them. Tiwai Amuamu, Fred Amuamu, Jimmy Tai, Nara Tai, nui waku krau e te taho taku mena kuia ki te awhi I te whāna. Nui rāta, e Waimaria mata. So anyhow, we grew up, went to the Maramutu school, and I was sent to St. Peter's. I don't think it was because I'm any academic, but I think because I was haututu. Maybe I was a thorn in the side of my mother, and my uncle thought, well, I'd better send him off to school. So I went to St. Peter's, Hato Petara, I Akarana. I kona ako māwatahi ko Ranginui, Alan MacDonald, no kone, I haere I te rāwā. I went there for toru penga tau, I reira. Ka hoki mai au ki te kāinga, ka haere au ki Te Karetine. At that time, it wasn't a college, it was Yopodiki District High School at that time, yeah. I went there for 1 year, and then I was called to manage the farm, yeah, at a tender age of about 18 at that time, to manage the farm and to look after the family, so to speak, yeah. And I was there for two to 3 years, and of course, at that time, the what would you call it? The territorial, what's the name of it? Compulsory training. Yeah, compulsory training. I was called up and left the family very vulnerable at that time. Yeah, left it to my brothers to look after my mother, because it was a matter of 2 weeks, but it was very vital at those times. Yeah, because I was managing the farm with them helping me. I went to Papakura to training, and of course to Tihoi. It was a bit of a disruption in my life, so to speak. However, in going there, I also learned a lot of things, because being locked away in little Ngati Rua and little Opotiki, at least I went to Auckland. Yeah, went out into the wide open spaces and mixed with a lot of people, with the likes of, I suppose, Howard Morrison and yeah, and what's his name, Albert Pryor. Yeah, many well-known Maori at that time. I was fortunate to rub shoulders with them, and I learned a lot from them. Yeah. After that, and I got married on the, a long time ago. In 1954, I think, yeah, 1954. Yeah. I married Ramari Kure, yeah, from Waiwaka. I used to play for the Bay of Plenty then, just a young, I was in the Bay of, I got into the Bay of Plenty rugby at the age of 20, I suppose, 19, yeah. And then she was playing for the Bay of Plenty netball as well. So that's how we sort of, Ho'opotiki and the Bay of Plenty netball. So that's how we sort of bumped into each other, accidentally. Yeah, that was the beginning of a lifelong, I suppose, relationship, a lifelong relationship. We got married in 1954. We were, before we became 21, yeah. We were 20 then, yeah, 21, July, yeah. And we had how many children? Ewarua and Natamari. Yeah, we have 8 children, 6 girls and 2 boys. At the age of 21, we got married, and my first job was to manage the family farm, the farm at Te Waichi. We were there for 2 years. I had complaints with my uncles. They were overseeing all the farms at that time. We would be milking cows, and I would be sending in October, November, and December, I'd be sending 2 to 3 cans of cream to the factory. And then at the end of December, my uncle would come with his sheep. And we had the shearing shed on the farm. And they brought the sheep down, and within 2 weeks they'd eat all the grass available for my cows. Instead of sending 3 cans of cream away, I end up with only 1 can of cream. And that is that is the living that all the living for me, my wife, and my mother, and the younger siblings at that time. I suppose the responsibility sort of fell on me at that time. Yeah. So I had an argument with my uncles, and I gave them the first year. I said, "Yeah, I'll stay one more year, and if it doesn't change next year, I'm going." So next year come along, there was no difference, so I left there. So I left the farm and come to work on the Opotiki District Council. Oh, no, Opotiki County Council at the time. That's just straight across the building here. So we moved to Waiwaka, where Marley and I moved to Waiwaka, and I was working on the Opotiki County Council for about 5 years. And the 1964 flood was devastating in Opotiki. It went right through the town. And I remember having to rescue people with your uncle, Tiwika. He was on one of the graders, and my father-in-law was on the other grader, getting people out of different places in town. Yeah, at that time. I wanted to be a dairy farmer all my life. Yeah, I've always been born a dairy farmer, and I wanted to be a dairy farmer. So I looked around Opotiki. There was no farms around here. Te Bay plenty, right into Tauranga, and there was nothing at that time. So it just happened that the land agent in Opotiki was going up Whangarei. He said to go up with him. So I went up with him, and this is where I found a farm out at Poroti. I looked at it, I looked at several of farms up there. There were quite a lot of farms up there. And with the Maori Affairs, they were advising me, there were blocks of land up there, quite good big blocks of Maori land, that he said, well, you can lease these lands for 10, 20 years. I said, no, I want to buy my own land. I said, I don't want to lease anybody's land. I want to buy my own land. Freehold, I can put a post in, it's my post. Yeah, I can put a house up, it's my house. Yeah, so that's where I bought my first farm at Poroti.